She had to run faster. Sophie Gregory had no idea how long she'd been running. She lost track hours ago. Or maybe it was more than a full day now? After she escaped the compound, she'd run at full speed until well after the sun went down. After a fitful nap under a tree, she'd risen before dawn and run almost non-stop today. The nap hadn't been long enough. She needed more than a few hours in a cold Vermont forest to rebuild her strength. But she couldn't afford to linger. For one thing, she was still in freaking Vermont. Although it was possible she'd crossed the Canadian border by now. She stopped in a clearing, chest heaving, and turned in a slow circle. The setting sun cast shadows on the trees. The sack around her neck pulled at her shoulders, its strap tight across her back. Pine needles dug into her paws, which throbbed from the constant drumbeat against the forest floor. She narrowed her eyes, searching for any clue that might give away her location. Her vision was far sharper in animal form, but it didn't do her much good now. The forest around Lake Champlain was vast and quiet, and there were no convenient signs or markings to let her know if she'd crossed into the Great White North. Not that Canada was any sort of safe haven. Asher's territory, or rather his father's territory, extended well past the international boundary. Humans made such a fuss over their borders. Imagine what they'd think if they knew werewolves had been playing fast and loose with the continental map for centuries. Deep in the forest, a twig snapped. She froze. Every hair on her back lifted. Her heart seized, then pounded a furious rhythm. If they caught her,